We have the man of the hour. It is big boy Kante chilling here with a inform. He has obviously got 3 different cards now, an 87 flashback that I can imagine a lot of people did do, including myself. We didn't really want to go and buy Kante because we knew that his price would drop a heavy amount. He's currently coming in at 224 with his 90, but now we have this beautiful 91 version, just a +1. But a chance at him red, which is always nice. And also, he's coming in for the best of the team of the week. He's going to be the current team of the week, and we are going to get him over Black Friday. So I can imagine he is going to be dropping in price quite quickly. He's currently coming in at 789. He has dropped about 150 to 200k since the kind of release of him. I think he was sitting at about 950 for a while, and then we knew he would drop down. So we bit the bullet with it. We've got him at 785. So hopefully we don't lose too much. We quite okay to lose tax on him. So it is what it is with him. Leadership trait as well. Obviously, in terms of chemistry style, we are looking for that big boy shadow just to give that pace a little bit more of a kind of kick up. He's got 89 pace with a shadow. It gives him 93 acceleration as well as 86 sprint speed, and he practically gets 94 defending with pretty much 99 on everything bar from his head and accuracy that goes up to 60, and he'll have 96 defensive awareness. Other stats, obviously his dribbling is pretty, it's just pretty good in general. I feel like he's not necessarily the most dribbling sort of player, but in terms of being on the ball, he is absolutely fine. And he's got relatively decent passing. 84, 81 is good enough at this point, and he's got some good aggression. The one thing that I've always liked about Kante is positioning is always absolutely spot on, and his interceptions are always amazing. He manages just to get the ball back, and that is what I'm expecting with this card. We've been using his 87 for, well, pretty much since it came out, so let's jump into this 91 and see what Kante can do for me. Kante, another one that is just naturally for the past, I don't even know how many years. We'll have a look at kind of like the back, oh, that's offside completely, isn't it? We'll have a look at the background for him of kind of how well he, or how high rated he's been for so long. I think ever since that Leicester game, look at that again, just incredible. He's naturally, any sort of card is just wonderful. That is spot on. Aubameyang with the header, and that is a wonderful save from Golaski. But in terms of kind of what Kante can produce, I don't know what it is, but his gold card and just naturally any sort of card that he gets is always outstanding. I don't know if everybody thinks that, but for me, I've always enjoyed Kante, and he's always been one of the DMs that I've needed to always get in the team. Nothing absolutely major in terms of upgrades, but it just gets better and better. I think for me, the highlight for him was definitely Team of the Year. That card, and I think with Team of the Year De Jong, was just next level. And unfortunately, I didn't have the coins to kind of sit them in the team on their own. But in terms of kind of just playing with them when you got them in draft, if you got them as loan cards, I think later on in the game, you just was an absolute cheat code. Kante with the interception instantly gets the pass out over to Aubameyang. Oh, we nearly get it. Looking for that ball. Messi's going to make sure he delivers. Get the little run through. Pass across Verratti. Keeping it to Messi. Into Aubameyang, and tries to tuck it past Golaski, but he's going to make a wonderful, wonderful save there. Kante kind of just having that vision already. That is a ball and a half, and unfortunately, he is offside. But like I say, Kante for me, passing-wise and kind of just naturally getting the ball is fantastic. He always has been, and I think the price, once we get the kind of Black Friday panic out, is going to be not necessarily affordable for everybody, because I still think we've got to remember, if people are looking at 300, 400, 500k worth of a player, because he's still going to be worth that. That isn't necessarily affordable to everybody for one position. Some people take their time to get coins, so I do think he's going to be still premium-ish. That's a great ball, but in terms of kind of the value you're going to get back from him, I think for me, he will still last pretty much the whole game calendar year wise. It is just kind of how much you're willing to lose in terms of kind of over time if he does get another one and another one. Kante's looking at that. There we go. Look, we knew that he was coming on the inside. Goes one more. That's a great bit of play from him. Luckily, we had our defense set up. We was actually in the wrong tactics, so that is why it's kind of a bit of a bad one there. He goes for the corner glitch, but we know full well what that's like. Kante not messing around with his Messi this time. Obviously, he's just got the gold version. And it'd be interesting as well, I need to check what the one to watch is saying in terms of value, how much he has gone up, because anybody that did go and buy him, I don't know if he did drop down considerably, but that has got to be a card that's gone up now. Kante with an interception. He doesn't manage to hold on to the ball, but he does manage to do something with it. Mane's going to lethally get that touch, to be honest. I'll wait for him to bring a defender out so we can try and find a little bit more movement on this. Mane again. Punches it across the box, and unfortunately Aubameyang can't quite get his first touch on it, but does enough. Kante picking up the ball. And again, he is just one of them players that really can do well. So far, not put a single foot wrong in these two matches. Oh, and De Bruyne probably should have went with the finesse, but unfortunately, thought I'd be better off with the pass, and just doesn't quite work out what I wanted. Kante intercepting and gets the attack underway. Oh, and Felix, that would have been the absolute spot-on chance to get Messi in once more. So going into Kante's overall review then. So as you can see, he is staying at around about the same price at the moment. Obviously, 90 is coming in at 220, and obviously his flashback SBC is kind of different depending on, I can't remember how much he was in general. And Kante for me, so it must have been FIFA 18. So from 18 all the way to now, he has always been fantastic. And the one thing that I've always noticed with him, literally, was bar from this year, FIFA 19 didn't really do too much in terms of specials, but every other year you can see the amount of specials that he gets is normally incredible. So we have got a lot to come. I can't wait for a team. Did we get a team of the season last year? We didn't. So yeah, so that's what I'm kind of missing, and hopefully this year we're going to get it again. Team of the season Kante is what we need. He would be a phenomenal pack to try and get. At the minute, I think 789 is still a very good price for him, even though when we get Black Friday, which we have had a loading screen for now, the panic's going to set in and he will get packed a lot more than usual. I'm not saying that everybody's going to get him, but in terms of your normal packs, he will get packed more, because naturally there is going to be an abundance of packs being opened. So for me, I think he will drop a hell of a lot. Whether he drops enough to kind of drop him, say, under 500 would be the question. But if it's going to happen, this is the promo for it. It normally kills the team of the week because there is so many people opening packs. But this card for me is phenomenal. His gold card is very similar. Personally, if I was kind of thinking who should you spend your last amount of coins on, then I would always go for his gold, because like you see, there isn't loads of difference in terms of the cards. It's very, very much a 1 to 2 upgrade card. So you're going to see a very minimal upgrade. That is what it is. I always say a 92 or a 93, so a +2 or a +3 is where you start to see somewhat of a difference. Even then, you could argue you might not see it as much, but I think a +1 is really not, it's not kind of measured in terms of what you can actually see, because there is only +1, so if we take everything off, you can see, like, yes, you have a little bit more agility balance, you have a little bit more pace, maybe your strength is that slight bit better. There is only literally so little kind of measure to kind of go off, but that is what goes. The dynamic always helps. He's special, so you know that his kind of price isn't going to drop beyond the lowest point. That's kind of like where he goes, unless he gets another team of the week. Then obviously then you've got a problem in terms of he will drop a little bit more. But in terms of kind of like, especially like discarding forms, or maybe someone that's 20-30k, you're not losing out on loads. Whereas we know this Kante, if you was to hold him all year, he will go down to about 20 to 30k. That is just naturally what happens with the game's kind of progression. Obviously you are kind of keeping a card for that long, so I think you probably made your money off it if you have spent 200, 220k. But that's not what you want to do. You want to try and hold the coins, keep them invested into something that doesn't necessarily go down loads, or at least could have them spikes up again. But in terms for me, Kante is always going to be a 10 out of 10. I think every version of him so far for me has been absolutely magnificent. Pace is incredible, especially with that shadow on. He just feels quite quick. I don't know if it's his height mixed with agility balance, as well as obviously the acceleration. In terms of defending, always been fantastic. Has that kind of aggression to get in, get the ball back and pass it away. Even though his kind of passing is only 84 and 81, he seems to always do quite well with it. I think out of 2 or 3 games we played, he misplaced one pass. And yes, I'm the one controlling the passing, but also sometimes you can get people who you are passing absolutely correctly, but composure, the actual ability of him just doesn't suit the pass. How quick you've gone for it, how much power, and misplacing one pass, for me in 3 games, that isn't bad at all. So for me, he's a 10 out of 10. He is one of the cards that I would always recommend to go get, and that is dependent on any version. If you've got his flashback, if you've got his gold, or his inform, I think any of them versions are phenomenal. So let me know down below if you've got any version of Kante. I want to know which one you're rocking with right now, and if you do get the red and you've come back to this video a few days later, then GG's to you. But for now, make sure you like and subscribe. Peace.